and then just go ahead and say yes and welcome you guys. I'm so excited to relay some information that Paige and I heard about on a call this past week about data and using your data to make your goals, and how data does not lie, and the value of data and how to apply it. It was really cool. So my big question is, are you running your business and not really knowing what's going on behind the scenes? There's a couple parts to running the Zyia biz, and we've all seen this. All of us all of us have been here enough, Raina as well. She's been here for over a year. So we all know there's two different people running their businesses in two different ways. Very emotional with feelings. It is so fun to sell Zyia, right? And we put a lot of emotion into our VIP groups. We put a lot of emotion into our parties, and we sell that way. And women are emotional buyers. So that's a great tactic. And then on the flip side, you have people that just love the data and they see the numbers all the time and they forget to put their why into there. Why is this important? Why do we love Zyia? Why are the light and tights the best leggings in the world? So we need to kind of just look at those two. I'm more on the feeling side, just FYI. And Jason's always pulling me in, like, look at your data, please look at your data. It's not lying. But we need to find a sweet spot, every one of us. Like, never lose your why, never lose those emotions, and why, you want to sell and why people should buy ours. But we need to kind of marry the two and then go from there. So I love this quote. It's not really a quote, it's just an observation. Never theorize before you look at the data. And it took me a minute to really understand what that meant. So if you guys have a pen and paper, I'm going to go over 8 things that you're going to want to write down for scheduling out and prioritizing your business this year. So get ready for that. But maybe write this down. Never theorize before you look at your data. For example, I feel like I can't book any parties. Right? How many times have we said that? I feel like there's no way that I could make the Waikiki trip. I mean, I've already said that myself, right? But we're theorizing, or we're feeling, or we're putting our emotions in there before maybe you've checked at your data. So when you say those comments, I don't know if I can go for the 500. That's a lot of money. It's not possible. Have you kept track of any of your behind the scenes? Like, do you know what's going on in your business? And I know by looking here, some of you do. I already know that. And some of you don't. I know that as well too. And then some of you, I have no idea. So we want to make a good marriage between the emotional and the data. So if those theories that we just talked about, I feel, or I don't know, if they are not based on your data, it's a really dangerous place to work, right? Because you're living in a space of feeling, not in a place of actuality and how to run a real business. So that's kind of where, if you find yourself doing that a lot, let's pivot, let's get the data going. Okay, so when you look at your data, like, you look at what are your commissions every month? How many people are on your team? How many reach outs are you doing? How many people did you ask to have a party? How many times did you check back on your customers? And that's part of our power hour. And so we say that we do it, but do we keep track of really how much we do it? That's huge. And I realized how huge it was after listening to this training this week. When you start using data and looking at that, Jason's just going to smile at me, but you become very responsible for your own business. It's no longer like, oh, I sell Zyia on the side. It's like, I have a business selling Zyia and I know what my numbers are. Here, let me see what else I have written down here. Oh, I love this too. I like this as well, this little quote. And this might be something to put on our vision boards, because I might do that. Zyia isn't happening to you. You are happening to Zyia when you're looking at your data and really understanding what you're doing to get the numbers you're getting. So I want to go over just 8 little tidbits really quickly, not even all these, but I want you to write them down and then look at them while you're making your goals for February. January is almost finished. I know we've done our vision board, so we have big yearly goals, but that doesn't mean any of those can change or pivot a little bit. We always have our goals, but we can also pivot them to make sure they fit our lifestyle, or make sure they're big enough, or make sure they're small enough that we don't, you know, bite off too much. So number one, back into your goals each and every month, each and every week. And something I was going to propose to you guys, because I think this is a pretty tangible goal, but I'm hoping for Team Zyiaco, especially, like, you make a goal of how much you want to earn each month, because that one's very tangible. For example, do you want to earn, what's the easy one? If you want to earn, we talk a lot about how does $500 change a person's life? Immensely, right? We chat a lot about that. $500 a month can completely change somebody's life. Car payment, rent payment, sports, spa, leisure, whatever, vacations. That's a big enough amount that it will change life. So how much do you need to sell to make the 500? I couldn't quite get to 500, but I picked an easier number. This is a very doable number, especially for this crowd right here. Every one of you get close to this. Selling 1,500 a month. I'm just talking US dollars, just round, you know, do your conversion for Canada. But if you sell $1,500 a month, you're going to make your paycheck's going to be 420. That's life-changing right there. And 15 doesn't sound like that much, especially if you break it down into 4 weeks. Somebody break that down real quick. How much is that? How much you have to sell each week? Who? Erin, math girl. How much? 300? 375.
Yeah.
Okay. And then break that down into leggings, break that down into tank tops. But those are tangible goals, right? And then you can break down, how many people do I have to talk to? How many times do I have to post in my VIP? How many times do I post on social media? Or how many parties do I have to do in order to get that? So I'm just hoping everyone will do a goal of how much they want to make in February. Let's just start with February and then backtrack that goal and see how much you need to sell each week in February. Okay, so write these down. These are key things to keep track of so that you can have the data for your goal setting. I wanted to make a spreadsheet up for you, but I didn't have time. And plus, I kind of was going to see if one of you would do it. There's only like 6 items to put on a spreadsheet. So let me tell you what they are. And if anyone wants to volunteer, great. If not, I'll get it from Leah Shraj, the spreadsheet that she uses. Okay, so big things to track. Number one, your personal volume every month. And it's really, really cool. We've done this for years, but it's really neat to go back and see how you trend and how you've grown and how you've not grown, stayed stagnant because of your numbers. So if you really wanted to go back the last 6 months or go back the last year or 2 years and quickly put all these in, you'll be really surprised to see how you've done in your business along the way. It's really fun to look at. Okay, so number one, your personal volume. Number two, the number of your enrollments. Number three, team volume. And when I post this in Team Zyiaco, I'll go ahead and put these tracking things up in the top so you can see them up in the top, like summarization. Okay, number four, team size. Parties closed. Your personal parties that are closed, and then the team parties that are closed. And then your commission check. And as you go through and track those, you can see really what is going on behind the scenes. Jason, quick question, if you remember. Oh my gosh, Sam would always talk about our, not PPIs. Remember how Sam had that huge, you made a spreadsheet for it. Is this all the same ones? Number three is team volume.
For the PKIs, you mean, Nellie?
KPIs.
KPIs, yeah.
Key performance
KPIs,
indicators.
yeah. So this is kind of the same. It's the KPIs. And I actually, Jason, you know what? Scratch this. Jason has a really good spreadsheet for the KPIs. Right? We have all the formulas and everything. I just sent it over to Paige today. Paige, did you look at that today? Okay, so I will send that in. I'll send that in our team chat as well. Okay, so put all those on a spreadsheet, track them, see how you do, know behind the scenes. This will help you know your trends on how you're doing, and also obviously make you responsible for your business. All right. Okay. Number 3, know what your commission check will be. That's a training all in itself. You guys have all had that from us. I have the spreadsheet, you guys. Anybody just text me over your email or put it in the group chat. I will send you that tonight if you want it. But it's just a spreadsheet where you can put your numbers and your downline numbers in, where it will show you exactly what your commission check will be. Imperative to know that. We've chatted about that one a lot. Number 4, I really like this. We don't talk about this enough, but your budget your spending, budget that commission check you get. I know a lot of the times, I know this is so hard, it's hard to talk about, but when new releases come along on Wednesdays, right? We kind of get like in it all, we want to buy everything so we can show everything, but you have to take a look at your business and say, am I earning enough to grant or to warrant me buying all the new releases? If not, then you shouldn't be buying all the new releases. Of course, I would love you to, it would help the team. Zyia would love you too, but I don't ever want you to be in debt because of Zyia. I would like you to earn money because of Zyia, but not lose money. So a good thing to do is to, when you get your commission check, first thing, take your taxes out, because you're going to have to pay taxes. So take a little bit, get with your accountant, find out how much you should take out each paycheck for taxes. Set that aside, get it out of there. Just don't even look at it. And then the next thing would be take 8 to 10% out for your business. Not less, not more. Take that out for your business and put that into a separate checking account. I've talked with you guys a lot about having your own Zyia checking account, keeping it completely separate from your personal. And all of that money can be used for anything Zyia. It can be used for gifts for your VIP. It can be used for the Wednesday buying your inventory. It can be used for Christmas gifts. It can be used for gas in your car for Zyia, whatever. All that money, the pressure's off. You can spend it all on Zyia. But when it's gone, it's gone. And then that way you're not going to be getting in debt because of Zyia. Okay. I like how it allows you to disconnect from the money, right? Emotionally, it's more on the data side. Like you set that money aside, you know what it's for. There's no emotion of like, oh, I really love that jacket, that Annapurna jacket that came out. I really want to buy it. But what was it? Like so expensive. Does your Zyia account, can you afford it? If you can't, then that emotion's gone. I'll do something next month. And go to Zyia Marketing and Design, and you have a million examples of that Annapurna jacket. Okay, so then number 5 is organize a chart for your team. Now, the reason why this is so important is and it's something that I did last year. I have little tiles. Some of you guys may or may not know this. Let me show Miss Erin, because she's here. I made these tiles. And I have them hanging up on my wall. So I have tiles of my workers here, and I have tiles of a lot of my team, but I don't have everyone hanging up. But it gives me a visual on you guys every single day. So you're in my mind. I don't always reach out when I'm thinking about you, but you're there. And I like how in the data, when we're talking about data, how to make sure you have an inventory of your team, an organizational chart. So you kind of know like how many reps you have compared to junior reps, compared to senior reps, compared to direct. Usually you always know your directors, right? But the reps and the junior reps are like huge, 80% of who you are. So it's good to have that organization. Now, I don't have that yet, but I am going to just not have something this big. These are for all my workers and those that I know really well. So I love how she talked about this. So I'm actually going to go through and do a whole chart of just names and phone numbers of those who are reps and junior reps and senior reps, so I can help them move along. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope, that's all. But I will tell you guys, it has been a game changer for me to see your faces on the wall every day. Okay, couple more. Number 6. This is easy for you guys. Every one of you on here are really good. about this. Know your customers, your top customers, treat them well. I don't even need to really expand on that. You guys are so amazing at getting back with your customers and treating them. You have great VIP groups, great customer feedback. Love that. So that's number 6. Number 7 is another lecture all on its own, but plan ahead for your VIP and your social media. Just have a game plan. And especially if you want to use some of that Zyia money that you have set aside to do giveaways in your VIP groups, at the end of the month, you're going to know how much you have to spend. You can allocate how much you want for your VIP group. So I do like that one. We have a couple really good trainings on VIPs and how to run them. I know Jamie, just off the bat, Jamie has done a great one. Shauna Hannum's done a great one, and we can look those up. Okay. And this last one, number 8, is really kind of cool. We don't talk about this one a lot, but I think it's great also just to know a little bit about this when you're goal planning and when you're talking about Zyia. But number 8 is know Zyia as a business. So those of you who've been around for quite a while, Zyia started as this little teeny tiny thing in a front room, and then traveled to a little teeny tiny warehouse that was a mess. It was a disaster. Every time you go in there, it looked like a bomb had gone off. And then they graduated to a little bit bigger, and then a lot bigger, and then now massive. So know Zyia as a business. We're not a little teeny tiny business anymore. We're a multi-million-dollar, multi-country, amazing business. We have some great stats also as Zyia. So one thing that I think is a really important stat to know is 76% of the reps stay, compared to 55%, which is industry wide for direct sales. This is a stat that gets thrown around a lot. 80% of our sales come from our customers. It might not be that, I mean, that's a great stat. That's like almost an unbelievable stat, to be honest, but we all know our customers buy. We have high sales with our customers, and that's where we make our paychecks. Unlike a lot of direct sales where most of the money is coming from the actual reps. We don't have subscriptions. That's a huge bonus nowadays, especially with our economy kind of falling apart. Everybody raise your hand if you've chopped a few subscriptions off this past 6 months. Every one of you are raising, well, not everyone, 99%, I gotta look at the whole thing. 99% of us have chopped some subscriptions off. Guess what? They don't need to chop off Zyia because we don't have it. We have our Wednesday new releases, which is always new and exciting. And the other great thing, I mean, so many good things. This is all about, telling people about Zyia. Like we don't have to buy the products. We don't keep inventory. We don't have to worry about mailing things out to you. There's so many good things about our business. So talk about it like a business. Be proud of it. It's not just a little side gig that, I make money here and there, but you're part of a multi-million-dollar company. It's pretty impressive. All right. So that is the 8 pieces of advice that I have tonight for you to look at when you're making your goals for February, March, April, however far in advance you want. Does anyone have any questions or comments to go along with that? Or what kind of stood out? It's okay. You don't need to. It was some great information. Next, I'm going to stop the recording now because I just wanted to talk strictly about data on this recording. So give me one moment.